Hi everybody and welcome to our 15-minute cardio class here. So I'm doing a voiceover today. First exercise is going to be high knees. I'm doing this because I didn't put my microphone on today, and bit of a rush going into it actually. And as you can probably see in the video here, my left shoulder is in a bit of bother. So I thought I would do better justice by doing a little bit of a voiceover as well. So we're doing 15 exercises, 45 seconds per exercise. What we're doing here is we're doing high knees. So what you're trying to do is get the knees as high as you possibly can. Great exercise to start off with. Really gets the heart going and the lungs going and gets you in preparation for this class. Like I say, it's only 15 minutes, so it's a great class that you can do anywhere. What we're doing here now is step back, so feet come together and then feet goes behind. One foot goes behind. You're trying to get your hands over your head. At the moment, I'm really struggling with my left shoulder, so nothing is going up. So what I've done here is I've turned that into a bicep curl rather than overhead. If you want to make this exercise a little bit harder, what you can always do is you can always put some weights in your hands there as well. The main thing that you're trying to do here is just challenge yourself as much as you possibly can do. So we're on our second exercise here, working really hard. You're trying to go as quick as you possibly can do. You don't have to step back very far. It's just a mini knee bend, and then you're working as hard as you're going to allow yourself. Again, this type of exercise can be done anywhere. We've got very little room needed here, and for today's class all we're going to need is a step and a chair. Exercise number 3, what we're going to be doing here, as you can see, is we're going into a little mini squat, and then we're bringing the opposite knee to the opposite elbow. So you're trying to get that knee up nice and high and across the body as much as you possibly can do, and then you're driving that up towards that opposite elbow. Great exercise here to challenge your single leg balance. Great exercise in terms of working the lower limb muscles as well. And at this stage now, you're probably feeling that you're getting a little bit, hopefully, out of breath, a little bit sweaty, so you know that you're doing this cardio work. Great, it's a great class here as well, because what we're doing is high intensity and low impact. Okay, so if you're suffering from ankle injuries or knee injuries or hip injuries or back injuries or shoulder injuries, which is the case in this exercise here, then this is a great way to start. A lot of the times what we try to do is we're kind of feeling sorry for ourselves and we feel like we're not going to do anything at all, so we don't do anything. What we're doing here is having that can-do attitude. The next exercise we're doing here is we're jogging on the spot. Now, normally I would be jogging a lot more than this. I would really be kind of working towards it. But again, I'm having to modify the exercises here because I'm looking after that shoulder. Now, at the start of the class, my shoulder was pretty bad. Towards the end of the class, it had actually loosened up a lot. If anybody's wondering what I did, I had an ACJ, a acromioclavicular joint rupture. You can probably see that in the video there that the left shoulder is certainly lower than the right, and I'm not moving the way I want through it. So I'm having to modify the run here on the spot. So I'm just going nice and gently. Now you can always go a lot harder than this. You can go a lot stronger than this. You can really push that on. So that's 4 exercises done there straight away. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get that step here, and we're doing some lateral work. So we're just jumping across, little bounds across that. Now again, you can go as slow as you want or you can go as fast as you want. Again, I'm taking it pretty steady here today. It's better to do something rather than nothing. And exercise is brilliant for mental health as well. You never regret doing the class. It might be difficult at the start. You might be thinking, oh my God, it's just a lot of effort. Do I really want to be doing it? I could be doing something else. I could be having a donut or a cup of tea or something like that. But it genuinely does make all the difference. You're burning calories. You're improving your outcomes in terms of your quality of life and your independence. You're helping your cardiovascular health, so the health of your heart and your lungs. You're improving your body composition in terms of lean muscle mass in comparison to fat mass. So there's a huge amount to be gained from this. Really important. So what we're doing here now is we are going forwards and backwards in that run. In this now, there's a bit of acceleration, deceleration, and that's what costs a lot of energy. So that's what's going to burn a lot of calories as well. Really functional exercise for life. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to stop, change direction, accelerate, decelerate, and if you're an athlete, then they're some of the key components of being successful in whatever sport you're at, whether that's tennis or football or hurling or rugby or soccer or any of those games that require you to change direction, speed up, slow down, try to get away from the opponent and maybe get a ball. Um, but how many times, in our older ages do we stop running? So it's important that we start keeping this skill going, because a lot of the times it's people say, I can't run. It's more the fact that, we've lost that ability because we haven't practiced that skill. Here we're working on a little bit of single leg balance, so I'm doing a step up, so I'm leading with my left leg here, so leg goes back and then we're driving the other knee up there. So momentarily we're getting a little bit of work done in terms of single leg balance. So really important in terms of that. Again, very functional exercise here. Ascending stairs and descending stairs and managing your balance. Huge qualities needed to make sure that your independence and quality of life is high. If you're not able to ascend, descend stairs, then the likelihood is that you're going to be on one-story living. So you may have to move out of your house, or you're just moving downstairs and you've got to get a bathroom now, bed downstairs, etc., etc. And you can see what's happening then in terms of your life closing in terms of the quality because of the activities that you're able to or not able to do anymore. And again here now we were on the left, leading with the left leg of the last one, so now we're leading for the right leg. Again, great exercise because it's going to cost you a lot of energy. You want to keep the head up if you can, keep moving those arms if you can. Again, you can probably see that I'm not moving through that left arm, but I'm very happy that I went and did the class, so there's no part of me that thinks, oh bloody hell, do you know what I mean? I didn't give the best that I could possibly do today, or this is going to look terrible on the internet. It looks the way it looks because, I've got an injury at the moment, and you might have a hip injury, or you might have a knee injury, or an ankle injury, or back injury, or whatever injury it might be, or whatever pain it might be, and it's, you may have to modify this class in terms of what suits you. So it's not really trying to compare yourself against anybody else on the internet or any of your buddies or anything like that. It's more a case of you comparing yourself against you yesterday, and a lot of this is mindset, like having the mindset not to give up. So what we're doing here is we are using the step again. You don't need to use a step if you don't have one. I'm struggling on the balance there a little bit this morning, probably because of that left hand shoulder. And what I want to do here is I want to drive the left knee, the front knee, left knee out over my toes. I want to really try and get a good knee bend there, and I'm trying to bring the back knee down to the ground. Now I don't quite get down to the ground today because again I'm not so steady with regards to how the balance is going, but I can feel the burn on the front leg because the front leg is working hard, and then I can feel a really good stretch through that back leg, through the quad there. So I got what I needed out of that there today. And then again, if we're going to do it on one side, important then that we equalize it out and we get it done on the other side. Now you'll see that both my feet are facing forward, so that's important. What you want to do all the time is try and make sure that you're not turning that back leg out. So sometimes that back toe tends to turn out rather than stay forwards. So all the time you're trying to make sure that the feet are in the direction of the line of progression. The line of progression means the line that you're traveling in, so that you're moving forwards. Again, you're trying to keep the chest as upright as you possibly can. You can put your hands over your shoulders or over your chest or on your hips. I've decided to go on my hips today because, well, for obvious reasons due to that shoulder injury here today. Again, we're almost 10 minutes into this class where through our 10th exercise here, we're nearly there, guys. Keep it going, keep working hard as much as you possibly can do. Okay, so we're getting ready for our next exercise. So I'll just need to move your step out of the way a little bit here. and we are going into some ladder running. Again, try and do this as fast as you can. Also, raising the knees, so getting the knees as high as you can would be a great thing to do here as well. So if you're able to do that, make sure you do that. You can see that I'm really kind of just managing that left shoulder rather than actually working through it. So make sure that you've got your core muscles on, you're driving those knees up as high as you can, you're going right to left as fast as you can and moving the way you possibly can. Now if you're struggling with this one, you can always just do side steps, or you can go back to the last, to one of the exercises when we were just jogging on the spot, or if you're struggling with jogging on the spot, you can go to marching. So the idea is that you find an exercise that you're able to do. So we don't want to stop during any of this stuff. Okay, so moving on again, we've got our next exercise and we're going to go sit to stands. Again, if you want to modify this exercise, what you could do is you could put some weights in front there. I would like you so you could hold some weights. If you're holding some weights, then you know this is going to make this a lot more difficult. If this is a little bit too difficult for you, what you can do is get a higher chair or maybe just do a mini squat. So you can always adjust the height of this. You could always also put your hands across a bench or something like that to help you assist on the way up and assist it on the way down as well. Another thing that you could do if you want to make this a little bit harder, you could obviously do it a lot quicker, or you could do it on one leg. So you could go down on one leg and up on one leg and then do the opposite leg. So you could go down the right and up on the right and then down on the left and up on the left. So the opportunities there are endless in terms of how we modify that exercise. So moving on to our next exercise, I'm just getting the chair out of the way a little bit here and I'm doing what's called crab walk. So I'm just touching the feet together there and then back. So what I'm trying to do is trying to stay in a squat position. So I'm trying to stay in that squat position, so I'm never coming out of that squat position. So I'm trying to go as low as I can. On the video there, to be fair, I could have gone maybe a little bit lower, and I'm just going right to left there. And as I'm about to touch, I just touch that foot close to my opposite foot to then go and make the change of direction. But all the time I'm trying to stay low in there. We're working the glutes, we're working the quads, we're working all those lower limb muscles. I've got to have my back extensors on because I want to be bent at I want a flexion at the hips, knees and ankles, but I don't want it at the back. So I want my chest nice and high for this one as much as I possibly can do. And again, if you can go a little bit lower than that, then that would be a great idea. Next exercise, now I would normally always do this with weights. So I'd have a couple of 2 kilogram weights and I will be jogging and punching on the spot. So that's what I'll be doing. So you're jogging with your punching. Now today obviously I'm not going to be doing that. So to make this a little bit harder for yourself, you can get those weights and then just kind of keep going through that as much as you can. You can also speed it up. You can maybe even bring the knees a little bit higher as well. The main thing is that you should be challenging yourself as much as you possibly can. We're on the second last exercise. We've got 15 seconds on this exercise to do, and then we're going to our last exercise. You're doing phenomenal, guys, right? Let's keep it going now. Let's keep working. You'll never get these 15 minutes back, but I'll tell you what, right now, we are making the most use of this 15 minutes. Now, not sure I should have actually done this exercise here, but what we're going to do is we're going to do incline mountain climbers. So to be fair, you know, it was okay on the shoulder. The shoulder took the weight there. I might have done it on the wall as well, so put my hands on the wall, so kind of leaning up a bit more upright. But when I'm standing up, the shoulder doesn't like to go up in that position. So for some unknown reason, it was working out there. So I'm not bringing my knees very high here today, but you can bring your knees a little bit higher than that if you can, to make it really harder. And I'm kind of pushing back and pushing up. Now, really tough exercise for the shoulders, tough exercise for the quads, for the core, and also the quads as well. Guys, you're doing phenomenal here. We're on to the last couple of seconds of this class, and we are nearly there, and you have done 15 minutes of a high intensity, low impact interval class. Absolutely phenomenal. Really hope you've enjoyed this class. This is Johnny Wilson, not in physio. For all those who've subscribed to the channel, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you on the next class. Cheers now. Bye bye bye.